Hey everyone, welcome to I Truly Love It. My name is Susan, and I hope you're having a great start to your weekend or a great weekend. It is Friday evening here as I'm recording this, and I am ready to start the weekend. I'll just say that. But today in this video, I have decided, I've been thinking about it all day. I wanted to come home and start going through some of these packages. They really have been just kind of piling up and starting to get overwhelming. Um, these are purchases I've made on um, YouTube and Instagram pretty much. I'll let you know if there's something different up here. And they've just been things that have been sitting around collecting dust since July and August, I think mostly. And it's time that I go through them and organize them and put them up because there may be some things I need in those packages for some projects. And while my brain is like, let's do this and organize it, I'm going to do this and organize it. All right, so I'm going to start with two Instagram um, purchases. The first one is from her name is Jonna. Her shop is Electric Mayhem, and it's a cute card. Um, so it says, Susan, thank you so much for supporting my shop. I truly appreciate you. I apologize uh, for the delay. I honestly thought I had already mailed these. I do hope you love the cards and we'll stop by again soon. I didn't even realize, yeah, she sent me a message. She's like, oh, I hadn't sent them yet. I was like, well, I really was just getting mail and piling it up. So I'm kind of going through my checklist now. So let's see what's in here. And of course, I'm pretty sure I ordered turtle cards. There were a lot of turtle cards this summer on Instagram. And that was a cute butterfly one, little vintage butterfly card. Another little butterfly card. Yeah, some of these shops have really good deals on cards when you don't really want a whole deck and you just want, one or two. I have a gnat flying around, so if you see it, if you could get it for me, I appreciate it. The purple turtle. The purple one's kind of hard to find. You'll see in a minute. The green one's a little easier. Look at that one. Adorable. Let's try it this way. Adorable. And I got the yellow version of that one. And then it looks like she threw in a bunch of fun goodies. So stickers. And some of these I think I'm going to take to school because my students this year actually are loving stickers. They haven't really asked for any, candy or anything, big treats. That's cute. They really like stickers, so some of these may end up there. Orange You Amazing. It's the Mouse King. Yeah, and that's a cute little friend. So sometimes we think as teachers we gotta have these big. There's lots of little sequins in here. It's like feathers, stars. We think we gotta have prize. I used to have a prize cart. In fact, 2 years ago I did, but they changed up our schedule. That so I used to do like points and I had all kinds of goodies. I had treats, but I also had things because there were kids that didn't want any treats. They wanted pencils or little notebooks and stuff. But they changed our schedule, and I don't have any time for that in my schedule now. So to dispense things from the store. All right, so that was Jonna from Electric Mayhem, and the next one comes from. Let me go look up her shop name real quick. All right, this one came from Groovy Dream Days, Daze. And it's just two more turtle cards to add to my collection. So yeah, those are like really nice condition. And sometimes it affects your price because sometimes you get a card for like $1 a piece, but sometimes they'll do 50 cents. It just depends on the condition and maybe the rarity of it, perhaps. Okay, so those were Instagram. The next one comes from YouTube, and her name is Pearl from Pearl's Finds. But sometimes she's also selling on Debbie Ham, Three Hens, and a Chick. And I'm pretty sure that's where I got this purchase from because they'll take turns like every 30 minutes, switch over to a new user our new seller, and then they'll, keep going back and forth as that person gets kind of set back up. So it came in a, came like this in a file folder. And let's see here. Okay, first thing, they put turtley. These are some beads, which are, here, let's put them on this. You can see them. They're like some silvers and grays. Little, kind of like a smoky amber kind of color. It looks darker on there, but they're, because that's just because you have a background, but they're actually not quite that smoky looking, like, or that dark. They're a lot lighter than that. That's what I'm trying to say. Of course, she had some turtles, and there was another person up there who was kind of trying to win all the things or bid on all the things, or anyways. So those are fun, and you can just take those apart and add those to different little charms. All right, and there was these fun little charms as well. So I'll take those apart, put them in a container. That way they're a lot easier just to grab and go. There was this piece of fabric, turtling. It looks like, almost looks like a curtain tie. But, it's already sewn, so you could really just, or even like maybe it was for an apron or something, but, put it around your journal, and, somehow or another, maybe a button, put a buttonhole in there. So that's a thought for that one. Check this out. This is my first video since last weekend, so I'm hoping my software doesn't crash on me. Okay, these are really cool envelopes. Look, it's kind of a really dark teal. Not green. They're on the bluish side. Those are kind of neat. Bag wants to fall. And then there's this stationery. I got a little bent up, but we put it under some books there. But they had trumpets on it. And if you didn't know, I played the trumpet all the way through junior high, high school, and college. Right, and then there were some napkins. Look at those. So I'm doing that Marie Antoinette journal right now. So that might go. Then there's this version with a fruit. And I think that's everything. And then I got a bag. Can't go wrong with another bag, right? My bags are not, like, this is like smooth and shiny. Mine are more, a little rougher, I guess. All right, let's move to the next one. All right, so the next one comes from Blossom and Inspire, Sandra Wildermuth. And I'll have all these channels linked below. I can't tag like I used to with the @ sign. YouTube's taken that away from me. So I now have to put the actual link to the channel. So you'll still get there, but I don't know if people get mentioned anymore because it only gives me a set list of 10 and I don't get to change that list. It's just a random list of some of the people I'm subscribed to. So anyways, she sent this out on July 1st. So Sandra, I apologize for taking so long. But here is a card from her. Yeah, she had some sales in June. Thank you so much for your order. Happy crafting, June 2025. There's a little card there, and I'm sure I'll be making a journal with all my little fun cards people sent. Oh, that's a fun button. So that's a freebie gift for these buttons. That one's like a clock, but it's got like flowers in the middle too. Cool. Look at that one. With the, it's a shank button, but it is, let's see, can we get it to focus? Sort of. I would take it out of the bag, but, you know. Okay, I'm dropping things. Let me just say, I've ordered stuff. Here's the nice part about waiting. You kind of forget what you ordered. And it's like, oh, surprise. Like what I ordered. These are, I forgot. They're the little, is it for yarn? Like the yarn spools? I think they're like Harry Potter magic wands. I got 3 different ones. The middle one looks like bamboo, you know, design. That's really cool. And there's the ends. So this will go in my craft room. I got a box going for things to decorate my craft room with one day. Also, this fun paper. So we'll save some of that. Okay. Now that I'm dropping things. Okay. I love this green ribbon. Oh, that's a cute way to package up stuff on some sewing pattern paper. Oh my gosh, Sandra, that's adorable. Look at that, you guys. Oh, I'm going to give my turtles some names. That's adorable. And the green ribbon. Even closer. It's adorable. Thank you. Then this says, enjoy all your moments. Which is my invoice. She's so good about sending an invoice. Yeah, that was like middle of June. Oh yeah, so I had, gotten a Bobsy Twin book. I'd gotten something from her. It's in a previous haul video. Anyways, she had left out my book or something like that. So she sent me the Bob's Twins cherry corners. Apologize for the crinkly noise. I got Bob's Twins on Blueberry Island, Pano the Train, and a reader, Lands of Pleasure, which I'm getting ready to fussy cut some of these things. This is from, she's from Washington, so Washington State. This is from 1965. Love those. Sorry for the crinkle. Let me throw that over here out of the way. I'll add these to my collection. One day, that would be fun to make a journal, you know, and this one's got blueberry themed stuff, and this other one's got cherry themed stuff. I think that would be fun. All right, on to the next one. Well, I guess I jinxed myself. That software crashed again. The current shop that I have been talking about and was just finished talking about is Nesta Nostalgia. This is actually a Facebook purchase. I believe she's also on Instagram. She had ephemera packs for sale, and she had some of these little containers with bits in there. I also got this pen with multi-colors in it. Not my favorite purchase. I'll just say it's got a lot of bits. Like they're already small bits, you know, torn. There's stickers in here. There's a few fabric pieces. There are a few full pages. These were tucked in the pocket. There's, you know, this size paper. There's quite a few of those. There's foreign language, but like music, sheet music was all cut up. Maps were cut up into strips, which I mean, it's really not bad in the long run because you're, you know, if you're just collaging, then that's fine. But if you wanted to use it as a book page in like a page in your journal, that's kind of hard to do. Piano player. Stickers. That's probably my favorite thing in there was some ledger pages. But it was like, and I had 3 of these ephemera packs. I believe they were like $15 a piece. I don't think I got 3. Did I get 3? I could have bought 3. I would say I bought 1. Maybe she threw in some extras because it took a while to get that sale finalized. This one is puzzle pieces and this bracelet. This one is puzzle pieces. Oh, jeez. I had a hard time a while ago. Anyways, it's puzzle pieces and a bunch of charms in there. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of your caveat when you're purchasing mystery ephemera like that. Yeah, I had asked questions, but I guess I didn't ask all the right questions. So, oh, and this was in there as well. But anyways, her shop is Nest and Nostalgia. And if you need collaging pieces, she's your girl. All right, let's move on to this one is, let's see, does it have the date? Oh, this is fairly recent. This is the end of August. I don't remember what it was. I'm assuming this is from Instagram. Didn't have her shop name on it. Sure. Oh, Charles. I think. Let's see. Okay. We'll do it that way. Oh yeah. Oh. This is YouTube. Okay. I follow some vintage shops on YouTube. I've only bought a few things, and it's kind of the same thing with Debbie Ham, where they have like 3 or 4 sellers, and they kind of alternate and just kind of rotate. And I just happened to pop on when this was on the screen, and no one had bid on it. And it is a brooch, and well, these are also little pins as well. Aren't those adorable? It was $20. No one else bid. That was the starting bid. So that's what that was. She sells with. I'll put it on the screen here. And of course the link below. But there are several of them that you sell. Of course, sometimes it's different mix. But the one lady is always kind of the lead, and she pulls in the other ones and teams up. All right, the next thing is from Instagram. It's called Burns Family Books. All right, a little jukebox, or what do you call them? Radios, the little traveling radios we had like in the 80s. Cypress and Sea, golf capital of the world. This does not tell me what year, but that's beautiful. All right, so she had books. Obviously, you can see that. And she uses some good tape, so give me just a second to cut that. Oh, so sorry. That wasn't what my idea was to make all that noise. All right, let me cut into this bag here. Okay, I guess this is a series. It's Robert E. Lee. And I had ancestors fight in the Civil War. Um, pretty much all of mine were on the South, and I'm not here to debate you, so don't do that in my comments. But this has some cool images in there from that time period. So if you're doing something, mid to late 1800s, it might even like, you have states and stuff. If you're doing something geographic, there's trains. So I thought that would be fun. There's a little map in the back. Horse, people who are doing horses. Thought that would be fun. This is Who's That Girl with the Gun? A story of Annie Oakley. And I will tell you, I grew up wanting to be Annie Oakley because she was the only female I knew that, shot guns. I don't own one. My daughter has a BB gun that she has shot like maybe 10 times at a family reunion because we live in the city and you can't do that here. But anyways, I remember growing up, watching things about her and reading books about her in the library, because my granddad had a BB gun that we used to like scare the crows. I don't think I ever shot a bird. Scare the crows out of his tangerine tree. He had a net on it and everything. But anyways, Burns family books. And all right, let me go get some more. All right, this one comes from Hobby Dog, DAWG, on Etsy. And I actually had, since I ordered it, I added them to the Junk Journal News for a shop spotlight. These are freebies right here. That's adorable. All right. Her name is Amanda Ernst, and she said, I would love to see how you are using your hobby dog in your projects. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, I'll have to let her know I put her in the news. So she had cards. So I've never owned any of these little circle cards, so I got a few of those. Strawberry napkins, which thought there was something I got reimbursed for. Maybe that wasn't it. I guess that she had run out of or something. Strawberry card. These were, you buy them by the card. A little St. Patrick's Day. I know my grandmother had something like that in her big stash of cards. Some turtle cards. Another Irish card. It's got a Irish harp. Isn't she adorable? Yeah, and so when I get there to order, a card or something, I try to go through and make it worth my shipping. All right, and then she had ephemera packs, and go through this one real quick. I'm just gonna flip through this. These are a lot of receipts. Oh, address pages. Hey, from Stephenville in Dallas, Texas, Iowa. Iowa corn song. When I was in high school, so I'm from South Texas, where I don't live there now. I live in East Texas, but railroad. Where in the wintertime we call them winter Texans. I know some places call them snowbirds, but we call them winter Texans. And so my band director in high school, we would have a winter concert with, we would invite them as our guest. And, of course, we'd play regular old concert music that we've been preparing for like competition. But we would also at the end play like all the college fight songs, from kind of like the Midwest. In fact, my school my daughter goes to, she was in band for a few years. their I was listening to their fight song. I was like, that's the Wisconsin fight song. You know, on Wisconsin. And anyways, I have a corn song. I remember I have a corn song. I love handwriting. Ooh, that's part of a ledger. Order of the White Shrine of Jerusalem, I'm guessing. Got cut off. Look at that handwriting. Reminds me of my dad's. That stamp. This is from 1940. From Private Raymond Zelinsky in Camp Beauregard, Alexandria, Louisiana, which is not too far from me. I'd say about 2-hour drive, maybe, hour and a half. I'll say 2 hours. Dear Tot. Oh, well, I didn't know they used those words back then. I'll have to tune in another time if you want me to read that. Look at that handwriting. I always like looking at people's handwriting. All right, keep going. What a trip. Rip Van Winkle. These are school papers. Spelling. This one is sent from Pontiac, Michigan to Detroit. Oh yeah, some forms. I really do love forms. I'm not sure why I went into the field of education because I love forms. I always have. I love paper. And I know I'm weird. Filling out forms. I go to the doctor's office, fill out a form. All right. That looks like out of a genealogy. Genealogy work. All right, these are all like papers and forms. All right, so you just have some address pages, some little, these are sticky notes, bingo cards. There's quite a few of them there. While you were out, message papers. I'm dropping everything. Little notepads. I had gotten this because I was starting to kind of run low. Well, that's thicker. Run low on some of my little pages like this. So statement, daily control transfer. I bet you could scan that, couldn't you? Little file tab. I love ledger paper. Anyways, I was saying I love forms. That's a cool card. Got some big ledger paper, graph paper. So yeah, I just got into that shop and found one thing, and I thought, let me see what else I have to make my shipping worth it. Some writing paper there, stationery paper. That's pretty. Well, if I had opened that earlier, I'd have gone in my Marie Antoinette one. This is another postulate paper. Oh yeah, I think this is one of the reasons I got this because it's like notebook paper but colors. Sales report. I think there was. Oh yeah, that's fun paper. More ledgers, different ledgers, inventory. Those are fun. All right, so that's Hobby Dog. Once again, I'll have the shop linked below. And if I can remember when I use stuff, I'll let her know. But she's on Etsy. I'm just going to do this because all of this is going to get put away. Organized. I like the backs of these receipts. Okay. And next one. I hope this one fared okay. So this is from Debbie Ham, from Debbie Ham, Three Hens and a Chick. And when I first got on the channel and different people were selling, I never saw Debbie, but then she finally popped up. So she sells things too. Okay. New Goals in Spelling, so it's a spelling book. Paul Revere. And there's another one on there. Uh-oh. Let's take it out. Bugle, a puppy in Old Yorktown. Hope everything fared well on this bag. I apologize for all the noise. Little bowl. I think that'd be great on here. Let me toss this paper on your desk. Paper clips. Or for me, my glue pen, because I'm constantly losing it. Uh-oh. I don't want to open that. I feel like that broke. All right, some cards, which is funny because there was someone on Instagram selling these, and now I have the whole deck. So be looking for these in a D-stash video because I don't need all of them. Okay, well this made it safely. So the whole thing came in a poly mailer. And honestly, I'm not a fan of poly mailers because there's a little matches the little. Let them hang out together. But our somewhere it has to be on my end because I get so many where the mailer is ripped open. I have a feeling it's maybe Dallas because it comes either through Dallas, then Shreveport, Louisiana, and I've gotten several things recently that are torn, broken, missing. All right, here's these little fun Western, and of course I'm not going to need all those. This little collection of buttons and rusty bits, keys. Yeah. I was excited about that. That box has seen better days. Oh, there's a couple things that I'm glad it came in a bag. That bag broke. Hang on. All right. Hang on 1 second. All right, I'm going to show you the item that broke, and I'm really bummed about it because once I spent maybe a couple dollars on it, but I really liked it. And all of this came out of this bag. We'll go through that in just a minute. Here's the base. But it was one of these little like pictures. Yeah, I only spent $2 on it, but so I mean, I will say when I order something and see how it arrives, like what kind of mailers, then I adjust how I'm mailing or what I'm purchasing from that person. So, but it came in a poly mailer, so some damage was gonna be expected. I only paid $2, so anyways, there's more bits in there. And I think it's a little, because there's lots of little bits down there, I'm a little past being able to fix that. So I don't think it was terribly old, didn't have any markings, or obviously terribly expensive. I have newspaper all over me. All right, so the jewelry was a bag of mixed jewelry. She didn't open it up. You just bought a bag. And anyways, yeah, but what bag wasn't having it? I don't wear bracelets, but I'll see if my daughter wants that. I don't even know what kind that is. If not, then I'll put it in a D-stash. Those are very fun 80s. I don't have a lot of trinkets, but I wonder if some of these jewelry pieces would go for Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girls Trinket Tuesday. I wonder if there's another matching earring to that came off. We'll see. Some little, and my ears are pierced, but I don't wear earrings anymore. There's the partner to that one. So triangles. Oh, there's that's fine. I don't need it on the back because I would have picked it off for a project anyways, right? Earring. But yeah, I mean, I got this for just like a couple bucks, I guess. I don't remember. That looks fun. Oh yeah, these are a separate item that I ordered. These little charm things, these little look like Celtic knots, and I don't need this many, so be looking for those in a D-stash. It looks like a piece of broken porcelain, but it's an earring. Some fan shaped. You could decoupage on those. Clip-on earrings. Little Thanksgiving pin. A little wooden. Is that an apple? When I started teaching, I used to wear pins. My mother-in-law gave me some pins, and I got pins as gifts. An A. So I'm gonna find someone that is an A, or I can use it as a charm on a. Look at that, Texas. It was meant to be. Oh, Kansas. Take those off and put them on different journals. Missouri. I guess let's go through all these. Missouri. What was this one? Kansas. This one was Illinois, Oklahoma, and Texas. And they have a little charm next to them. Blue beads, bobby pin, Valentine button. It's very interesting earring. Like, who would have worn that back in the day? It's a little holly leaf. What does this say? Nurses call the shots. I have some nursing stuff. I guess I need to make a little bundle because no, not a nurse. That's an old bracelet. Illinois. It's very 80s or 90s even. Got some earring backs. Santa. And these big beads, which they're movable, so we can take them off. And there's some smaller ones on the ends. And there's some different shades, so that's fun. But as I was saying, I will, when a seller ships in a poly mailer, I will alter my decisions as far as what I purchase because I don't want anything else to break. But some things also don't necessarily come broken, they come missing. Like I ordered from Lindy K and Sean Designs. I ordered like a little Tim Holtz, the little plastic like spritz, sprays. And it was that and like one other thing. And it was a little tiny poly mailer. It came all ripped up, all ripped to shreds in the little, post office bag. So oops, sorry, my bad, And they included a wooden base that had some sort of like light bulb mechanism. Anyway, it had a USB connector to like your computer. So some kind of light, but that wasn't anything I ordered or anything that she ever had for sale. So it wasn't from her. So they just picked up something random. It's kind of like when I got my die cut swap from I forgot who it was. Well, I don't think that was Sean. There's Sean. There was another one I got. Anyways, it came. All my stuff was in there, but I got bonus Pokemon cards. You remember that? If you watched that video, so someone's Pokemon cards didn't get to them. Anyways, all that to say, adjust your purchases. I have since ordered from her again, and I can stick more with more paper things now. This is plenty of jewelry here to last me for a while. This is fun. Look at that. That'll be fun to hang. Oh, look at that. I feel like a little mini journal. Let's show you those. I wonder if you can take those beads off. Oh yeah, they move. These pearls are not movable, but you could glue these on there, right? Little hearts. And if there's things I feel like I can't use or I won't use, I may try to sell it or just take them to our local thrift shop. But some of these are some vintage stuff here. Oops, come back. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let this be the end. I do have more things to open, but I think I've talked long enough and you've sat long enough. And I appreciate you and your time. And like I said, I hope you're having a great weekend. Hope it's off to a great start. And thanks for stopping by and watching me finally open up some of these packages. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.